Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the My Player Career Mode. We're returning today with lots to get through as we're going to have the Cup quarter final against Porto where we hope to make it into the Final Four, and also the remainder of our Champions League group stage games. I've also now received the Benfica kit. I hope you can still hear me behind the microphone. So the Maria on our kit. Looking forward to having that for the rest of our time with Benfica. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1 and bosh. So there we are into the new kit. Lovely little Benfica jersey. Looking forward to rocking this for the rest of the season. So let's crack into our first game. It's Estoril, who are struggling down the bottom of the league. Oh man, don't you just love the power of editing? Such a wonderful tool. Loving this new kit though. If you can't tell, I'm really excited to be rocking the new kit. I'm feeling better today as well, guys. Still not 100%. But you may have noticed in the, I think it was the latest RTG video, I was feeling pretty under the weather. So back to nearly my best today and hoping to do the same in this career and crack on with some goals. But Estoril looking to, oh my goodness, looking to throw a spanner in the works, and the deflected strike from the edge of the box beats Ledesma, and the away side in the bottom three lead at the Estadio de Luz. Koku wins it back, well done. Not panicking yet, loads of time to get back into this. Good ball into my feet, I'm away from the defender, covering man comes across, but can't stop the finish. Pick up that ball, lads, we need to be winning this. Maybe one last chance for us here. Neres. I'll dink it back to the Brazilian, who rolls it back into me. Can I burst through? Didn't have the pace. Koku. Brilliant. Tengstedt surely. Oh, straight at the keeper. What an opportunity to win it. Still alive. And Koku. Neres. Oh, I don't believe it, lads. Come on. Couple of great chances and we've blown them both. Corner. Oh, I thought I was going to go down there. And there's the whistle. And Estoril come to the Estadio de Luz and take a point. It was a terrible second half. We just couldn't break them down. And for just the second time this season, we failed to win in the Liga Portuguesa. So rolling on into the next one, it's a trip to the Bernabeu. And my England colleagues Reece James and Jude Bellingham both here. Real Madrid favourites to top the group. We're in pretty good stead to make it through in second place. I'm not quite at full fitness for this one, and we've got that big cup quarter final against Porto in our next game in just a few days' time. Corner for the hosts here. Rodrigo to take. Should be cleared at the near post and is. Oh, and I've headed that back into danger, and Immobile tackled. That was a little bit lucky there, and now Tengstedt can send me away down the right. Brilliant opportunity this. I've got the pace on Ceballos. Coming infield. Oh, it's off the post, and Neres surely can't turn it in. So close to a huge goal at the Bernabeu. And we're on the break again, and Real Madrid leaving lots of men forward here. And Rafa saved by Courtois again. This is another cracking game against Madrid. Here comes Valverde for Madrid though. We know the danger that they pose going forward, and Rodrigo's effort is turned away by Ledesma. I'm worried about my stamina as Bellingham's header is cleared off the line and Ledesma will claim the rebound. Worried about my stamina with this big cup game against Porto to come, and I don't know which game to prioritise because we're well in this one. Corner played in. I've flicked it on, it's just over the top, and I think with 66 minutes played, although we're still in the game, I'm going to request the sub. It should be Arthur Cabral to come on. It's not, it's Musa. Okay, interesting. We will simulate the rest. Can we hold on for a point? No, we lose it late on. Koku missing a pen. And then Dani Ceballos scoring the winner with 6 to play. That's a big risk that I took and it's not paid off. With that loss in mind, it does really mean that we now have to beat Porto and make it into the semi-finals, because you could argue that I sort of threw that game by coming off. We were well in it, and it does leave us still in second place, having played Madrid twice. It's still well within our hands. We face Celtic away at Celtic Park next, and then Marseille at home at the Estadio de Luz. Win both of them and we're into the knockouts. We of course have already faced off against Porto once this season. We beat them in the league, and it was their only loss in the last episode, but I think they have now actually lost a few more in the league, so we've got a nice little advantage over them in the Liga Portuguesa, but that just gives them even more reason to be out for revenge tonight. Massive game. I'm basically fully fit for it. I need to fire us into the semi-finals. Rafa through the gap. Cardoso with me. Oh, and I'll get that back off the defender and let fly from the edge, and the keeper makes a very good save. Well, another pretty quiet game here, as my shot from the edge of the box, the only in that first half. We've been really poor in possession, especially Rafa, who's given the ball away every time he's got on it. I need a little bit more support from my teammates if we are to make it through this quarter-final tie. Porto, good little dink ball forward. Oh, it's going to land. That's a brilliant block, and Ledesma's there again. Still not fully cleared. We have survived the initial chance, and Porto will have a corner. Win that for me. Well done. Florentino. Still the captain. Jurasek. One more. Surely for 1-0. There we go. The one time we've got the ball down and played. Finally some composure from the captain, Florentino. Just kept the ball ticking over. And with just 7 minutes to play, my decision to withdraw in midweek looking like it may be a worthwhile one. Last chance here. The goalkeeper's up. It's into that near post. Flicked on, and Ledesma grabs it at the second time of asking. Huge win into the semi-finals. And we're now huge favourites to go all the way after knocking out Porto. So we're going to have a couple of international friendlies with England up next. But before we get there, I want to see who it is we will take on in the semi-finals. I'm hoping it's not Braga, because they are at the moment in second place. Or no, they're not. Porto have jumped above them again. So in the Taça Portuguesa semi-final, Benfica will face Estoril Praia, the team, one of the only teams to have stopped us from beating them this year. We just played them in that first game of the episode. Tough 1-1 draw, but I do think we're favourites to make it to the final. So coming on for England once again, final 13 minutes of the game as we face the Republic of Ireland here. And I'm just going to show you the goals, if there are any, in the next two games, as I don't want to spend too long on these international friendlies. Well, no goals, but you may see on the right-hand side of the screen there, picked up a little bit of a knock, and we have had injury problems in our two previous seasons, both with Crawley Town and with Burnley. And after a great start in Portugal, the last thing I need is a long-term knock. Let's see how bad it is, if anything. It was right at the end of the game, so it didn't have to come off the pitch, and it is just a minor knock. I will miss this next game with England, but I will be back returning it with Benfica. Ooh, so I am returning to the squad today. I'm fit enough to start, and we're wearing the white kit today, which I'm looking forward to playing in. I think it's actually the first time this season that we're using it, so looking forward to hopefully getting a win. And here's Rafa. Oh, it's one pass too many. One pass too many. Should have let fly. But we're playing Gil Vicente today, who are having a brilliant season and currently sit in 5th place. Tengstedt does well. Neres. I'll have it on the edge. Chance. Oh, and it's a good hit and turned away. Getting closer to that opening goal, but still can't quite find it yet. That's a great header, though. And Benfica do lead. David Neres with a brilliant header from the corner. And Rafa and Neres running through, and the referee blows the whistle. Well, there it is. Not the most convincing of wins, but we do get the job done thanks to a goal by David Neres. Still no goals for me, as they have dried up in the last couple of games. Desperate to get one as we return to matters in the Champions League away at Celtic Park. Great camera angle there. That's a lovely view of Celtic Park. So glad that the stadium is in the game. I love playing at the real life stadiums. And the captain's back in the lineup and takes the armband for today. It simply put is a must win in the Champions League, and I'm desperate for a goal to turn my fortunes around. Forza Benfica. Well, Celtic do have a pretty poor record in this competition, but I remember back in the day when I was growing up, Celtic Park used to be a pretty difficult place to come and take on Celtic, so I know it can be difficult in the Champions League. Good ball through. Frederick! There's the goal on his return, and we have our breakthrough. So glad to have the captain back. He's been class this season. There's Frederick again. Neres can't slide it through. Now he does. Back to David Neres. Lovely build-up. Neres! Cracking strike. 2 goals in the space of a few minutes for Benfica. Winding up for those Benfica fans, and it's 2 assists for me today. Still no goal, but we're surely cruising to the 3 points here. Rafa looking for a third. Oh, Rafa gets lucky, and Celtic down and out before half time. 3-0. Well, my race is run for tonight. Comfortable first half performance. Will simulate the rest of the game as we should see it out, and we do with the 3-0 victory. Real Madrid beat Marseille, which is good for us, and I'm not sure if that quite sees us through, but it's pretty much done. And actually taking a look at the group, we are through. We are deadlocked in second place. Marseille cannot catch us. We cannot catch Real Madrid, so that last game against Marseille is a dead rubber, which means we will be making it through to the last 16 of the competition. So returning to matters in the league, where I think it's now 3 or possibly 4 games without a goal for me. Still the league's top scorer, but need to notch up to build my confidence up again. It's, as I say, been quite a few games. Got a number of assists in the last one. Could be an early chance here. Rafa can't slide me through. And Firenze survive early doors. Positive start. Need to score today. Come on, Benfica. Oh, good run from the fullback, Delgado. Oh my goodness, nearly sneaks it in at that near post. I don't think Ledesma was getting there. And Benfica survive an early scare. High press from us here. I've won it back. Had to check away from the defender, but Sildilla is away down the right. Swings the cross in. Tengstedt won't get there. It is won by Koku. And I'm going to try my luck. Oh, that is wonderful. And just as I need a goal, it's an absolute cracker that breaks the drought. As Koku, I think it is, won that header. It just set up for me after my first couple of touches. Keeper will probably be disappointed to get beaten from there, but from the edge of the box, the Trivela, it's a brilliant strike, and we love the Trivela shots round here. 14th goal of the season. Nice football from Benfica. Koku, Neres, Rafa, lovely. Man out wide. Tengstedt surely for 2. Didn't finish it, and Firenze holding on in this game. Corner. Swung into that near post, and there's my second. And like London buses, 2 come at once, and that should do it for Benfica. Not the greatest of games, but we should be in the clear to pick up the 3 points and continue our unbeaten start. Well, no hat-trick, but it is another win for Benfica, and we will remain top of the tree as we head into a big clash at the top now, because we're not clear. It's still pretty tight, and we've got Braga, who are one of the teams on our tail. But as I've mentioned, big clash against Braga here. This would be a brilliant start. Looking to force my way through. Neres, just hang on a second. Oh, I've decided to try and test the keeper early doors. That's fallen kindly to me there. Rafa. Oh, he just stopped. He just stopped, Rafa. Could have rolled it through to me. And he just completely froze. My man froze. Swung in deep. Dangerous. Oh, off the line by Neres. Oriana had a free header. And David Neres had to clear it from behind Ledesma, who was beaten. Rafa. Oh, it's a little bit behind me. Lovely football, though. And surely, oh, it's a brilliant team goal. Tengstedt and Rafa involved in the quick passing, bamboozling the defenders. And the top scorer, of course, had the finish to go with it. That's a lovely goal. Rafa just stopped again. What is up with Rafa today? What's up with Rafa, Gaffer? Oh, no, big gap. Tom Cannon's in. Cannon levels it up. Just slowing the pace of the game down. Good ball by Frederick. And Rafa, oh, he's just not quite been at it today, Rafa. I don't usually include those kind of highlights, but it is a chance. If Rafa pokes that through to me, I am in behind. And now Neres comes away with it. Rafa, can he get it right this time? Into the captain. That's much better from Rafa. This time gets his pass off. And it's so good to have this man back. Frederick restores our lead. Oh, it's beautiful. It's lovely. And Rafa, oh, it's just not been his day. We do get the job done, though. It's another win for Benfica. And I haven't really mentioned about going unbeaten all domestic campaign, but it's looking ever more likely. I do expect us to lose at some point in the league, but that is now 14 games unbeaten in the Liga Portuguesa. The funny thing is, Porto only 2 points behind us still. They are not going anywhere despite us beating them both in the league and cup this season. This is a bit of a dead rubber here in the Champions League, so I've been given the nod. I don't really know why, but I'm probably going to request the sub pretty early. That's a good corner, and Marseille take the lead just before the break. It's been an awful game, and I might even request the sub at half-time. There's no point in me being out there. And yeah, I am going to request the sub. I don't see the point in potentially risking injury and more fatigue. Yeah, we lost 2-0, but it doesn't really make any difference. Real Madrid top the group, us in second, and we'll go and take a full look at who we could potentially face in the knockouts. So I think the draw may have already been made, but the news article isn't working, so we'll find out the old-fashioned way. We'll take on Barcelona over 2 legs. Wow. Just quickly take a look at the rest of the ties. So PSG face Napoli. Leverkusen against Newcastle's an interesting tie. Young Boys making it through. What group did they make it through? There they are, Young Boys, ahead of Liverpool and Feyenoord to take on Juve in the last 16. Aston Villa against Real Madrid. Milan against Bayern Munich, another cracker. Atleti against Dortmund. And Man City versus Inter, a replay of last year's final in real life. So some cracking ties in the last 16. And we'll take on Barcelona. So due to that early substitution in the Champions League, I'm fully fit for this one, as we are playing in a stadium that definitely doesn't look like it would be in Portugal. This looks like an EFL stadium. This is like something I'd see on the road watching Crawley Town. But nonetheless, here we are. Not going to disrespect the club or the stadium. going to look to squeeze still quite a few more games into this episode, as I want to really crack on and get towards the business end of the season. So going to try and make it all the way through January. Well, that's a good ball. And this lad's strong, and Ledesma forced into the save. Well, both teams have had one major chance in that first half, but still deadlocked at 0-0, and it's not been our most convincing performance of the season. Hoping to get going in this second half. Neres falls for Tengstedt. Neres again. And now Tengstedt, not the greatest pass. He does keep it alive. I'll let fly from the edge, and it's blocked behind for the corner. We got on the counter quickly there, but couldn't make anything of it. Corner, good ball. I'm under it. Oh, that's so undeserved, and it's harsh on the home side, who have been magnificent today. But we are going to steal all 3 points at the death. So the final game of 2025 in the save here. Last game of December before we head into the new year, and our unbeaten run still intact after that smash and grab victory in the last game. Souza, Chavez looking to take the early lead, and they have. Wow, love that kit, man. It's so good. And our unbeaten season under fire here at the Estadio de Luz. Still a long way to go, but Chavez, sat in mid-table, have come here and shocked the home fans. Now we can look to break. Good ball down the line. I'm going to get there before the defender as well, and I'm in behind here. Great opportunity to level it up. Oh, it's a great goal. And just before the break, Benfica are level. High press from Benfica here, and Neres nicks it back, and there's space for Koku and Rafa. And surely for two, it's brilliant. And João Mario, on his return to the team, makes it 2. That's a lovely team goal. Played through our press nicely here and worked it inside, and twice we got the block in there. Now can we break? Koku slides it through brilliantly, and surely I'm going to have the pace. Keeper coming off his line, and I've absolutely drilled it in for a third. That's a lovely Benfica goal on the break. So going to try and squeeze 2, possibly 3 more games into today's episode. First up, Boa Vista away, having a pretty good season, currently in 7th place. Well, tough game this so far. Only real opportunity of the game falling to the hosts, and we haven't really got going thus far. Neres, nice football. Quadrado's on the run. Dinks it back to me, it's lovely, and it'll fall to the captain, Frederick. And we got a little bit of luck with my deflected strike falling straight to him. But Frederick scores again, and it's another important goal for Benfica. João Mario, lovely build-up. Back to Rafa. That's a lovely goal. That will seal it. Another 2-0 victory for Benfica, and we just absolutely walked that into the back of the net. So, penultimate game of today's episode, and it's Estrela Amadora, who we faced just a couple of games ago, and they gave us a real tough test. My late header won it for us. Space here, and Neres to my right, Rafa to my left. I've had to check and find Koku. Looking to drive through, still has it, Koku, and he drills it into me on the edge. I've worked half a yard. Oh, I've done it again. Poor old Amadora. I've done it again. This time in the last minute with the last kick of the game. Poor old Amadora. Do you know what, man? Fair play to Estrela Amadora. In both games, they have looked like potentially ending our unbeaten record. And in both games, I've nicked it late on with a winner, and that's just, it's so unlucky for Amadora. So final game of the episode. There's been loads of action jam-packed into this one, and it's a big game to end it. First v third as Sporting come to the Estadio de Luz to take us on here, and they're going to have to do what no other team has done yet this season and beat us in the league if they are to remain in the title race. 9 points behind us at the moment, and they actually played all right in the return game until the funny thing is, it feels like we've been absolutely flawless this season, but Porto still just 2 points behind us. They will not give up on this title, and if we are to fall to defeat here, it could throw that title race wide open. But that's a brilliant ball into Rafa, and his shot is pushed behind. You may have seen the table flash up for a second in that top left corner. As I was going to say, Sporting already falling behind, and they've fallen behind in this game as well, and it does look like it's going to be a 2-horse race between Benfica and Porto, the 2 old boys for the Liga Portuguesa. 1-0 and Sporting trail. Second half underway, and after scoring my 21st goal of the league campaign, I think the Benfica fans are really taking to me here at the Estadio de Luz, looking to roll Neres through, but we will have a free kick, and I'm over it. Just going to play this short here, and I'll have that back. Try the Trivela. Oh, the Trivela is so overpowered, man. I absolutely love it. Free kick, worked short, quick little 1-2, and as it bounces up, the keepers just always seem to get lost underneath the ball. When it bounces up like that and you hit it with the outside of the boot, it always seems to catch the keeper out. 2-0, and that should be game over now. And that, I think, will do it. There's the whistle. Still no hat-trick since joining Benfica, but a massive, massive win at the Estadio de Luz. That moves us 12 points clear of our opponent Sporting, and it does look like it's now going to be a 2-horse race between ourselves and Porto, who are not giving up, and if they've won again today, will remain just 2 points behind us. So then that is where we will leave it for today's episode, guys. It's been an absolutely jam-packed episode with loads and loads of games, and we have now officially reached the halfway stage in the Liga Portuguesa season. Porto just 2 points behind us. We're still unbeaten, but they are just not giving up on this title. It's going to be an absolute cracker in the second half of the season, and we'll return in the next episode with some more big games and the Champions League last 16 as well. I'll catch you for it very soon, guys, and peace.